Taiwan #1! Taiwan #1!
Kawaii doll-looking worker brings chaos to Taiwanese McDonald's. Men are beginning to line up in front of a McDonald's in Taiwan like never before. Not for a burger, but for WeiWei. Nope, WeiWei isn't a translation of some menu item, but instead the person in charge of the menus. The young employee pretty much looks like a porcelain doll, has big eyes and clear smooth skin. She's petite and her beauty meets the Asian standards of a kawaii, or cute girl, down to a T. Because of her looks, photos of her have collected more than 87,000 likes on Facebook, and she's slowly becoming a bit of a minor celebrity in Taiwan. But let's not kid ourselves, WeiWei isn't all that extraordinary, and it's actually quite common for McDonald's and businesses in Taiwan to harness the cuteness of female employees to attract customers. Sometimes employees are even asked to literally dress up like dolls. Case in point. If this doesn't reflect the beauty standards of most men in Asia, it certainly has something to say about what the market thinks is perceived as attractive, a childlike, adorable, innocent-looking girl. A kind of beauty that, based on the comments netizens have been posting next to photos of WeiWei, seems to be perceived very differently by Western men. Yet, plenty of expats in Asia are also going specifically, if not only, for women who are either adorable little kawaii girls or geisha-like sexual objects. Is this attraction based on a chauvinist need to infantilize and disenfranchise a woman of her right to be perceived as a mature, independent, respected individual? Probably. But WeiWei, who keeps posting selfies to her social media accounts and has appeared on several Taiwanese TV programs, doesn't really seem to care.
Hippo jumps out of moving truck, hits parked car. This hippo was found roaming the streets of Taichung City Friday morning. The hippo was being transported by truck on his way to a new recreational farm. The hippo may have been startled by something that caused him to jump through a ventilation window in their container and collide with a parked car. The hippo also busted a bunch of his teeth. Vets were quickly called to the scene. The hippo is still being planned on transported to the animal farm in Taichung.
Taiwan is the first Asian nation to ban cat and dog meat. Around the world, cats and dogs are considered to be humanity's most faithful companions. That's not the case in many parts of Asia, where millions of our furry friends often end up as food. Fortunately, there's at least one Asian country who gets it. On April 11th, Taiwan passed legislation that will ban the consumption of dog and cat meat and level offenders with heavy fines for variations of all violations. For instance, penalties for animal slaughter and cruelty have now been raised to up to 2 years in prison that come with fines of up to nearly $66,000 US. Fancy the taste of dog or cat meat? Well, eating them can now earn offenders fines between about $1,600 and $8,200. The same fines are handed out for the selling of dog and cat meat. So really, how much is it worth to you? Not only do those who refuse to adhere to the law get slapped with fines, but their names and photos may be publicized to give their reputations a beating too. Dog meat in particular is consumed in places like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, the Philippines, and northern India. The plight of the dogs is especially bad in South Korea, where Humane Society International reports roughly 2 million of them are kept and killed for their flesh. But the worst place in the world to be a dog? China, a country responsible for roughly 1/3 of the 30 million dogs slaughtered annually worldwide. 4 million cats suffer the same fate every year in China as well. But attitudes are changing, with more people deciding to adopt these animals as pets and even treat them like kids, rather than have children of their own. In 2013, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand agreed to work together to stop the trafficking of dogs for meat. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen is widely known to be an animal lover, owning 2 cats and having adopted 3 retired guide dogs last year. As far as consideration for the rights of other animals go, Taiwan's new laws are a major indication of progressive leadership, no matter how you slice it.
Taiwanese high school students slammed for Nazi dress-up event. A group of Taiwanese students goose-stepped into worldwide infamy by parading around as Nazi soldiers at a cosplay event last Friday. The incident happened during the Guangfu High School's annual celebration in the northern city of Hsinchu. History teacher Liu Shuzhang said his students voted to dress up as Nazis for the festivities, rejecting his own idea of an Arabian cosplay theme. They went full springtime for Hitler, wearing black Nazi uniforms with swastika armbands and waving Nazi flags. One dude even rode in a cardboard tank while doing the Nazi salute. But when photos of the parade were shared on the school's Facebook page and an online academic bulletin board, they went viral, sparking outrage pretty much everywhere. Taiwan's presidential office called the incident regrettable and disappointing. Both Germany and Israel's missions in Taiwan issued statements condemning the Nazi cosplay, with Israel's office calling it deplorable and shocking. The German Institute in Taipei said it was unfortunate the students didn't understand that Nazi symbols represent the oppression of human rights. On Sunday, the school's principal took full responsibility for the incident and resigned. Regrettably, Nazi imagery is not an uncommon sight in Taiwan. In 2014, an Italian restaurant in New Taipei City had to apologize after people complained about a new pasta dish called Long Live the Nazis. What, no one thought of Mussolini macaroni? This food stall in the southern city of Kaohsiung sells pork knuckles, which Taiwanese associate with German cuisine, and hence, the Hitler image. And these two bozos apparently saw nothing wrong with dressing up in Waffen-SS and Hitler Youth uniforms, and then hopping on Taipei's metro last Saturday. But high school teacher Liu really should have known better, considering he has a degree in Western history. Liu apologized, telling Taiwan's Apple Daily newspaper he failed in his duties as a teacher. He said he tried, but didn't manage to properly explain to his students why dressing up as Nazis was a bad idea. Maybe he should have tried a little harder, yeah? China aircraft carrier enters the Taiwan Strait. Tension between China and Taiwan was heightened after a Chinese aircraft carrier and a fleet of warships entered the Taiwan Strait on Wednesday. China's Liaoning aircraft carrier and warships entered Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone after returning from exercises in the South China Sea. The fleet sailed along the west side of the median line of the strait. In response, Taiwan scrambled fighter jets and Navy ships to monitor and control the situation. Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council minister commented that threats would not benefit cross-strait ties, while China claims the Liaoning's movements complied with international law.
Hornet mooncake introduced at this year's Mid-Autumn Festival in Taiwan. These are some yummy traditional mooncakes for the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival on September 8th. Here's an innovative treat. It's a mooncake with a hornet placed on top of it. And there's more for those hungry for hornets. The cake's filling contains hornet larvae. The pastry shop owner said hornet mooncake is crispy, and the sweet and sour hornet larvae has a nice taste after it's baked. The idea for the hornet cake came from a third-generation pastry shop owner, Su Li Ji, who also works as a volunteer fireman, where he removes a lot of hornet hives. According to Taiwanese remedies, bee larvae can prevent aging and revitalize skin. Su thought it might be a good idea to use it as an ingredient in mooncakes. Taiwan Apple Daily's bold reporter decided to give it a try. The hornet tasted like crispy fried shrimp. The larvae tasted just like red bean paste. It's also got a taste of liquor and fruit. Sue explained that after the larvae were cooked, they were soaked in rum. It actually tastes quite good. If you don't know what it's made of, you won't taste any difference. One hornet mooncake costs about $3 US. Only 2,000 will be available for sale. Are you daring enough to try one?
Man in dinosaur costume caught walking around during an air raid drill. A man who's earned the nickname Mr. Dinosaur by Taiwanese media was filmed running around in a dinosaur costume on the day of an air raid drill in southern Taiwan last Thursday. Mr. Dinosaur reportedly bought his costume from Taobao, a Chinese online shopping site. He claims that while he was working at a bubble tea shop in Kaohsiung during the air raid drill, he saw an old lady walking slowly down the street and decided he wanted to help her while wearing his dinosaur costume. The old lady, probably scared shitless by the sight of a dinosaur, ran away, obviously. So Mr. Dinosaur was not able to fulfill his mission. Perhaps choose a less scary costume next time? And to add insult to injury, Mr. Dinosaur could be fined up to 150,000 Taiwan dollars. That's roughly 4,600 US for walking around outside while an air raid drill is going on. And that's a hefty chunk of change for any working person in Taiwan, let alone a dinosaur.
Taiwanese girl pole dancing to welcome sea goddess Ma-Zhu. Pole dancing as a way to welcome Chinese sea goddess Ma-Zhu seems to have become a trend in Taiwan. The famous Ma-Zhu from Meizhou Temple in southeast China's Fujian province arrived in Taichung, Taiwan yesterday. The goddess will tour around the island for 5 days. Thousands of people gather for pilgrimage and enjoy pole dancing performed by 20 hot girls. Food stands were set up at the scene to provide free meals for believers. On Mid-Autumn Festival, Meizhou Ma-Zhu will share its power with other Ma-Zhus in 20 countries, and it will reunite with other gods and goddesses from over 300 temples in Taiwan. Some authorities said pole dancing should be replaced by more traditional celebrations as the performance is disrespectful to goddesses. But some people said pole dancing is eye-catching, which attracts a lot of people that Ma-Zhu would love to see.
Brazilians super butthurt over crappy Rio poop funny. Who would have thought Brazilians were so easily butthurt? We Taiwanese animators made a crappy, tongue-in-cheek short. Based off of an ESPN Outside the Lines report about Rio not being able to clean up their poopy water in time for the Summer Olympic Games. The video took off on Facebook, and that's when the Brazilian shit hit the fan. Brazilians completely lost it and complained en masse. So what did Facebook do? They suspended our TomoNews US Facebook page without even giving us a reason. And who knew Thailand had butthurt Brazilians too? Because our Thai channel got hit with a community strike by YouTube. But the funniest thing is that the Brazilian government got so mad, they actually complained to Taiwan's useless Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And because Taiwan's current president has the backbone of a jellyfish, the ministry has asked us to take the video down. So much for freedom of speech. But the fact still remains, Rio's water is so dirty and poopy that even bacteria and viral pathogens think it's gross. Well, at least Brazil still has soccer and carnival. That's something.
Twerking illegal in Taiwan? Old woman twerks at neighbor's store, sued for public insult. This is Japanese cartoon character Crayon Shinjiang's version of twerking, and this is an old Taiwanese woman's version of the famous dance move. 66-year-old Huang Yuru of Taichung City, Taiwan has never been on good terms with her neighbor Zhang Yilang. She has repeatedly complained about Zhang's pipe running over her roof. According to her, it disrupts her feng shui. Huang even allegedly insulted Zhang this June after he had a bad car accident. Since July, she repeatedly stood in front of Zhang's house, stuck out her booty a la Miley Cyrus, and started shaking it. But the woman said that she was just stretching. The prosecutor, however, determined that the woman's twerking was equivalent to giving Zhang the finger. Huang has now been charged with making public insults.